If you've spent time navigating the features of ChatGPT, you might have thought about making your interactions more efficient. In today's video, I'll share my top 5 tips for improving your interactions with ChatGPT and getting the most out of it. One great prompt engineering technique in working with language models is the persona pattern. It's basically like telling the AI to act like a certain person or have a particular attitude when it responds. For example, you could say, "Answer like a professional iPhone user," or "Give advice like a trained chef." This helps the AI know how to respond better because it knows what kind of information or opinions to include. You don't have to be an expert yourself. Just use the right persona and you'll get great answers. I'll ask ChatGPT to take on the persona of a personal trainer helping someone meet their fitness goals. First, I'll give ChatGPT this prompt. Act as a knowledgeable personal trainer guiding a new client who wants to lose weight and gain muscle. Recommend an exercise routine and diet plan tailored to their goals as a trainer would. Ask me questions until you have all the information you need to create a workout plan. Then propose a workout plan. Now, ask me your first question. This establishes the persona of a personal trainer assisting a client trying to get in shape. It also shifts the responsibility of asking the correct questions back to the AI. Now I'll have a conversation with ChatGPT while it maintains this trainer persona. It starts by asking me about my current fitness level and previous experience. So let me answer back. I exercise from time to time, but I have trouble staying motivated. I like swimming, hiking, and dumbbell exercises I can do at home. The AI now asks about my daily routine, usual work hours, sleep patterns, and stress levels. It also inquires about any dietary restrictions I may have. I respond as accurately as possible. After that, ChatGPT inquires about my goals, and I provide answers to that as well. In the end, ChatGPT creates a personalized training plan based on the information I provided. It considers my preferences, like swimming and hiking, and focuses on exercises for my back as per my request. Additionally, it offers tips on my plant-based nutrition. Honestly, if ChatGPT didn't take on the persona of a fitness personal trainer and ask me specific questions, I wouldn't have known how to phrase my inquiries to get these particular results. Using the persona pattern is an excellent way to gather information from an expert when you're unsure how to frame the questions. You can simply have ChatGPT ask you those questions in the role of that expert. You can also flip the persona approach. Instead of directing ChatGPT to embody a specific persona, you can instruct it to perceive its audience as a particular persona. Instead of providing specific instructions or guidelines for the output, you take a different approach by specifying the intended audience. By defining who the audience is, you enable the model to tap into its understanding of that particular audience. This means considering their background, interests, and level of familiarity with the topic. For example, instead of explicitly instructing ChatGPT on how to explain a scientific concept, you provide the following prompt. Explain the concept of electricity generation using wind turbines. Assume that I am a university professor specializing in renewable energy research. Here, by identifying the audience as a university professor with expertise in renewable energy, you are guiding ChatGPT to generate content that aligns with the presumed knowledge level and interests of this specific audience. The model may dive into more technical details, use specialized terminology, and present information at a level suitable for someone in the academic field. Let's try the same question but with a different audience. Explain the concept of electricity generation using wind turbines. Assume that I'm a curious fifth grader. The model uses simplify the language, avoids complex technical terms, and provide relatable examples that align with a fifth grader's understanding. This pattern is known as the audience persona pattern, and it proves highly beneficial for tailoring ChatGPT's responses without requiring explicit rules on how the answers should be formulated. This one might be really obvious, but I think it's important, so it's in my top 5. Organize your conversations with ChatGPT. Whether it's a new idea in your code, progress on your essay, or just a funny chat with the chatbot, you might want to look back at some of your discussions with ChatGPT later. Thankfully, ChatGPT makes it simple for you to save, rename, and go back to edit your chats at a later time. I use ChatGPT a lot. Actually, I use it so much that my chats get really messy and it becomes hard to find things later. That's why I make sure to dedicate 15 minutes every week to tidy up my ChatGPT conversations. I delete the ones I don't need anymore and give new names to the ones I might want later. This way, I can always find them again and pick up where I left off in the conversation. To delete a conversation, simply click on the 3 dots next to it and choose Delete Chat. If you're uncertain about deleting a conversation, you can archive it instead. You can find your archived conversations in the Settings section, where you can either bring it back or delete it permanently. To change the name of a conversation, click on the 3 dots next to it, select Rename, and then enter a name that makes it easier for you to locate the conversation later. In the world of conversational AI, when dealing with models like ChatGPT, there's a challenge called context loss. This happens when the model doesn't keep track of the entire conversation, considering only the most recent input instead of the entire chat history. Picture asking a series of questions, and if you refer to something mentioned earlier, ChatGPT might not recall it, leading to potential confusion or incomplete responses. For example, I often use ChatGPT to rephrase my writing, ensuring it's correct and reflects my style. Typically, I start with a prompt like, "From now on, rephrase every prompt I give you, making sure it's correct. When rephrasing, make sure the output is concise and uses simple, informal language." Then I insert the text I want ChatGPT to rephrase. It usually works well, but sometimes ChatGPT forgets my initial request. Instead of rephrasing, it answers the text question or offers an opinion. This means it forgets the original request, which is to assume that every prompt is a request for rephrasing. Certainly, you can remind ChatGPT of your initial request or repeat it, and then ChatGPT will continue from there. However, what I've found most helpful is to make ChatGPT ask you for your next input. In my example of rephrasing, I include in my initial prompt, "After rephrasing my prompt, ask me for the next prompt I would like rephrased." This serves as a reminder for ChatGPT to prompt me for the next rephrasing task, and it helps ChatGPT in recalling the initial context of the conversation. My final tip is to maximize the use of custom instructions. In ChatGPT, click your profile icon, locate custom instructions, and inform ChatGPT about who you are, your preferences, and how you want it to respond. Your custom instructions will be considered in every new conversation, saving you from repeating preferences or information. First, consider what information you want ChatGPT to have for more accurate responses. Providing context about yourself is important. For instance, if you're an accountant, teacher, student, or doctor, let ChatGPT know to receive tailored responses. If you're interested in region-specific information, share your location. No need for the exact address, just the area. For example, if you're the head of a family of 6 living in Chicago, grocery shopping becomes easier with ChatGPT. The model will consider 6 servings in the grocery list tailored to ingredients available in Chicago. When asking ChatGPT for a recipe, you won't have to repeat in every conversation that you need ingredients for 6 people, locally sourced. ChatGPT will remember this from your custom instructions. Now, on to the next question. How do you want ChatGPT to reply? Consider different reply styles, such as the level of formality. Should ChatGPT be more formal or casual? Specify the language and tone, like requesting it to be friendly and casual. Decide whether ChatGPT can express opinions or stay neutral, and if responses should be brief or detailed. This matters as it can significantly reduce frustrating back-and-forth interactions. If you prefer specific types of replies generated in a particular output format, specify that too. For instance, if you're a teacher working on science education programs for 3rd grade students, you can define the output format for ChatGPT's responses. For example, when discussing potential solutions for work-related items, present the information in a table format, outlining the pros and cons of each option, allowing for easier comparison and decision-making. Now, when asking ChatGPT for what would be 3 important things to teach about the moon, it will provide the answer in the format you have defined in your custom instructions, such as a table. I hope you found these tips helpful for optimizing your ChatGPT interactions. If you're interested in more prompt engineering insights, stay tuned for upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll join me soon in my next video.